right, we're back with another one for the 1992 Ford Ranger. Today we're working on that starting issue again. We're going to start off by doing the spark plugs. We're going to do all of the spark plug wires and then end it off with the ignition coil as well. That way we're working from start to finish with the spark plugs and see if we can get this thing to work. So one of the tools you're going to need for this job is going to be a socket for the spark plugs. You can pick up these sets on Amazon or at your local auto parts store, but it's something you're going to want to get. So these come in different sizes here. They do have a rubber fitting down in the bottom that grips the spark plug. That way you can get it in and out of the vehicle without dropping it or breaking it. Definitely something you need. It also has a gap tool that comes with it as well to make sure the spark plugs have the correct gap. Here's the location. This is your ignition coil up top here. Your 3 wires that run around the back to the right side of the engine, and your 3 wires that run straight down to the left side of the engine. Before we take anything out, draw yourself a quick diagram of your setup. This is your ignition coil and your engine, and track each wire to each spark plug and draw a line connecting them. So that way when we reinstall, you know exactly which wire is connecting to which spark plug. Let's start off by popping off all of these wires here. We have one big wire on the left side of the ignition coil that we're going to slide out. To remove it, it's just going to be 4 hex nut screws, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. And just like that, we should be able to pull this piece out here. Here's our old coil. Let's get the new one in. Drop that new coil in here. All right, nice and fresh. We're going to go ahead and start with the spark plugs. We're going to start with this front one here, which is the front one on this engine, and work our way back on this side. Right, so unplug that first wire here. And there's our spark plug. Here's my new spark plug here. We're going to go ahead and work on putting this back in. So first you're going to make sure you have the appropriate gap on the top here. Each spark plug needs to be a certain distance on this metal piece here in order for it to fire. That's what this tool is for. You put it in here and slide it and make sure it's at the appropriate gap. I bought pre-gapped spark plugs so they're already matched to the correct size. So let's go ahead and put this in. All right, first one's in. Let's go ahead and repeat that process for the other 2 on this side. The second one back here did break on the way out. That's okay as long as we got the whole piece out of the engine. Okay, the back one was actually very difficult to get to for the spark plug. It actually was easier to go underneath the car and get it through the passenger side wheel well here. Let's go ahead and jump over to the other side. You can see on the driver's side, they're a lot easier to get to. We have one right here, one right there, and then one on the end there. There's one. There's 2. And there's 3. Let's get the new ones in. I always start by hand screwing them just a little bit, just to make sure they're threaded properly before we use the ratchet. All right, spark plugs are all in. Let's jump back to the ignition coil. We're going to get this plug plugged back into the side here. And now let's go ahead and start connecting the wires back on. Remember to follow your diagram and make sure that each port connects to the correct spark plug. All good on the left side. Let's hop over to the right side and do the same thing. Alrighty, we got them all connected. You can see the new wires running around the back side. The new wires on the left-hand side all run up to this brand new coil pack up on top here. We got everything plugged in. We got that electric back on there. Alrighty, that's going to wrap this one up. Not too difficult, guys. I would say there's a couple parts that were a little hard, but other than that, it went pretty smooth. As far as all the parts today, we got everything on rockauto.com. It's the best place to get all the parts, especially for these old trucks, and you can get everything at a pretty good price. As far as the brands, I used Bosch for the spark plugs. As I mentioned, they were pre-gapped, so that was nice. For the coil pack, I got Walker, and then I did the Pro Series for all the ignition wires. Now that we got all this done, next video we're going to add a couple more things, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we can start this up and see if any of this works. Thanks for sticking around, guys.